Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, we will solve the practice paper for paper 4. This is for examination from 2025. Let's begin. Alright, so in the first question, we have the equation y equals to mx plus c. Find the value of y when m equals -3, x equals -2, and c equals -8. So y equals to m is -3 multiplied by x, this is -2, plus -8, this is going to be -2. Next question. So you have a Venn diagram here. Shade the region A intersect B. A intersect B is the region that is shared between both of them. So it's going to be this region. You make sure that you are using a pencil while shading. Next, question number 3. In the triangle ABC, BC is 7.6 and AC is 6.2. Using a ruler and a compass is only, construct triangle A, B, and C. Leave in your construction R the side AB has drawn for you. So we know BC is 7.6. Therefore, we have to, using a compass, we have to measure 7.6 just like shown here. Now we'll put this tip here and we'll draw an arc. AC is 6.2, so using a ruler we'll now measure 6.2. We'll put the pointer at A and draw another arc. Now we will use a ruler and draw this line at the intersection of both arcs. When we do that, we can get this is point C, and this is how our triangle looks like. Write 2 power -4 as our decimal. So whenever we have anything to the power of a negative number, this means this can be written as a fraction. 1 over 2 power 4. If you write this in the calculator, you will get 0.0625. Moving on, simplify this fraction. Okay, so when these are all multiplied and divided, so we can cancel up and down. Let's cancel q and q. We can cancel 2 and 4. This is 1. If you want to know how to do these rules, you can check out my video, which is in the description, to know the cancellation rules. And then let's see what we have got. We have got 2. P times P is P squared divided by T. Remember, whenever you multiply two variables, you have to square it. Whenever you are adding two variables, you just write the same variable, but you get 2. Now we have a bearing. The bearing of B from A is 105. So if you're moving from A to B, this is 105. Remember, they told us from where, so this is from A, that's why this is 105. Now find the bearing of A from B. So that means when we're moving from B to A, what is the bearing? So first we need to find this angle. This is going to be 180 minus 105. This gives us 75 degrees. This is 75 degrees. Now we can find the bearing of A from B. You know, the entire all of this equals to 360. So we're going to subtract 360 minus 75 degrees. This is going to be 285. Okay. Solve the equation. Okay, so when they ask you to solve, you have to make x as the subject first. So 1 minus x equals to 5 times 3. 1 minus x equals to 15. Minus x equals to 15 minus 1. Positive 1 becomes minus 1 over there. So minus x equals to 14. This is a minus, so it basically means minus 1x equals to 14. So x equals to 14 over -1, which equals to -14. Now, a train of length 105 meter takes 11 seconds to pass completely through a length of 225 meter. Calculate the speed of train in kilometer per hour. Okay, so you know the formula for speed equals to distance over time. Now we need to find the distance. So distance is going to be, they told us that the length of train, this is the train for example, its length is 105 meters, and the length of the station is 225 meters. our distance that the train is traveling is all of this. So the distance is going to be sum of both of these distances, 105 plus 225, which equals to 330 meters. So we can put this in our equation. 330 meters divided by time, it's 11 seconds, okay? 11 seconds. But they want us to find it in kilometer per hour. So let's convert this. To convert from meter to kilometer, small to big is going to be divided by 1000. So just write divide by 1000. Now seconds to hours. So a small to big, divide by 60 and then divide by 60 to convert into minute, and then from minute to hour. Divide by 60, divide by 60. This is going to give us 108 kilometer per hour. Next, divide $24 in the ratio 7:5. So to do that, first we need to find the total ratio, which is going to be 7 plus 5. This is 12. So we're going to multiply 24 first times 7 divided by 12, and then 24 times 5 divided by 12. This is going to be 14, and this is going to be 10. So you multiply the amount, multiply by the ratio for which you that's given, divide by the sum of the ratios. This is 14 to 10. Next question. Write $60 as a fraction of 2870. Give your answer in the simplest form. So we just have to divide this. 24.6 divided by 2870, and we get 3 divided by 350. You can do this in the calculator. This is the lowest form. Next. In a sale, original prices were reduced by 15%. Calculate the sale price of a book that has an original price of $12. Okay, so price to percentage ratio. When the price was $12, this is the original percentage. Now calculate the sale price, X. What is that percentage going to be? 100 minus 15. So 100x equals to 12 multiplied by 85. 85 is 100 minus 15. X is equals to 12 times 85 divided by 100. This is going to be $10.2. Calculate the original price of a jacket that has a sale price of $38.25. Price to percentage ratio. So what was the original price? That is 100%. Sale price was $38.25. Now again they told us the prices are reduced by 15% for all the items. This is going to be 100 minus 15. Therefore 100 multiplied by 38.25 equals to 85x. So 100 times 38.25 divided by 85 equals to x, which equals to $45. Question number 12. Dean invests $500 for 10 years at a rate of 1.7% per year simple interest. Calculate the total interest earned during the 10 years. So the formula is going to be I equals to PRT over 100. So what is P? The principal amount is going to be 500 multiplied by the rate 1.7. That's the rate. 1.7. So that's a percentage. Therefore, we'll divide this by 10. Multiply by time, which is 10 years, and that is going to be $85. Ollie invests $200 at a rate of 0.0035% per day compound interest. Calculate the value of Ollie's investment at the end of year 1. 1 year is 365 days. Let's write down the formula. P bracket 1 plus R over 100 to the power D. The principal amount is 200 multiplied by 1 plus rate is 0.0035 divided by 100. Make sure that you don't write percentage, okay? as mentioned here. This percentage means it's 100. Don't write percentage. To the power t, time is days, okay, not years. So this is going to be 365, which equals to 202.6. Simplify this. 5x power 4 whole power 3. So what is 5 to the power 3? That is going to be 125. But whenever you have an exponent and that is powered to something, you have to multiply. So this is going to be 4 multiplied by 3, okay? So this is going to be 125x power 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Next question. 256x to the power 256 whole to the power 3 by 8. So what is 256 power 3 by 8 multiplied by x power 256 multiplied by 3 over 8. So let's find this in the calculator first. 8. What about for x? 96. So the answer is 8x power 96. Next question, to find the area. So the diagram shows a sector of a circle of radius 8 centimeters. Length of the arc is 6.4 centimeters. Calculate the area of the sector. So the formula for area of sector is theta by 360, where this angle is theta, multiplied by pi r square. Now we don't know theta, but there's another formula which is the length of arc. The formula for length of arc equals theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. So we already know the length. Now we can find the angle theta. So this is going to be 360 multiplied by length of arc divided by 2 pi r. This equals to theta. So theta equals to 360 multiplied by 6.4 divided by 2 pi times 8 centimeter. This equals to 45.8. Theta is 45.8. So we can substitute this in the original equation, the area of sector. This equals to 45.8 divided by 360 multiplied by pi times 8 square. The answer is going to be 25.6 here. So we can write 25.6 centimeters squared. Now moving on. So question number 15. The diagram shows a field ABCD. So this is a field ABCD. That's our field. The bearing of B from A is 140. So when you move from A to B, the angle is 140 degrees. C is due east here. C is due east of B, and D is due north of C. So this is D and this is C. They told us next AB is 400 meters, this is 400, BC is 350 meters, and CD is 450 meters. Show that the bearing of D from B is 37.9, correct to 1 decimal place. So if there was a line here and this was our north, what is this angle? Okay, but first we need to find angle DBC. Okay, so we can see that this is our right angle triangle. Therefore this is our hypotenuse. DB is hypotenuse. We need to find this angle. So DC is our opposite and this is our adjacent. So we have opposite and adjacent based on SOHCAHTOA rule. We have the opposite and adjacent, which is 450 and 350, so we can use tan rule. Therefore tan angle DBC equals to opposite here is 450 divided by 350. So angle DBC equals to 10 minus 1, 450 divided by 350. So angle DBC is 52.1. Now we need to find this theta. This is going to be 90 minus this angle. So we can write theta equals to 90 minus 52.1. The answer is going to be 37.87 degrees. Question number 16. The speed of each of 200 cars passing a building is measured. The table shows the result. So you have the speed as a range, and then you have frequency. Calculate an estimate of the mean. Now, we need to find the middle values of each of this range. So to find the first one, it's going to be 20 plus 0 divided by 2. This is going to be 10. Next, 40 plus 20 divided by 2. It's going to be 30. And then 45 plus 40 divided by 2 is going to be 42.5. If you do that for all of them, you will get 47.5, 55, and 70. Now, we will the mean is going to be 10 plus 30 plus 42.5 plus 47.5 plus 55 plus 70 divided by the sum of frequency. So you have to basically add all these numbers together and you will get 200. So if you divide this by 200, we will get the mean, which is 41.4 kilometer per hour. Now, use the frequency table to complete the table. So that means when we have the frequency here and we need to find cumulative frequency. First, we have 16. 16 is 16. Then 16 plus 34 gives us 50. Now, 50 plus 62 is going to give us 112. This one plus this one, 112. Now, 112 plus 58 is going to be 170. Then 170 plus 26 is going to be 196. 196 plus 4 is going to be 200. So that shows that is correct. On the grid, draw a cumulative frequency diagram. On the y-axis, we need to plot 16. To find the value of each block, divide 20 divided by number of blocks, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This equals to 4. That means each block is 4 points. So it's going to be 4, 4, 8, 12, and 16. So this is the first point. Based on that, you can just complete your graph. This is how the graph looks like. Now, use a diagram to find an estimate of the upper quartile. So you're going to multiply 200 times 75%, 150. So let's find out what is the speed at 150. 144, 148. This is 150. So I'll just use this. And then what is it going to be on the x-axis? This is 42, 44, 46, 48. So upper quartile is 48. Now, 2 of the 200 cars are chosen at random. Find a probability that both have a speed greater than 50 km per hour. To do that, first of all, we need to find the number of cars that have a speed greater than 50. So what is that? 200 minus 170. Because total number of cars is 200, cars which have a speed of 50 or less is 170. So greater than 50 is going to be 200 minus 170. This is going to be 170 equals to 30. Now we have to find the probability. So probability first to choose a car and you get a car with speed more than 50 is going to be 30 divided by 200. Then you choose again. So you have to multiply. Multiply means and. Now the car is chosen. So it's going to be 29. Now we have one less car that has this probability. 29. The total number of cars have reduced as well. So it's going to be 199. If you find out, this is going to be 87 divided by 3,980. Now, a new frequency table is made by combining intervals. Now we have to draw a histogram to show the information on this table. So we have speed and we have the frequency density. So we need to find the frequency density now. Frequency density is going to be 50 divided by 40 first of all. So this is going to be 1.25. Then 120 divided by 10 is going to give us 12. And then 30 divided by 80 minus 50. Okay, this is going to give us 10 or 1. So now we can plot our histogram. This is the final, this is how the histogram looks like. Moving on. Question number 17. We have a shape here. The diagram shows two triangle. This is triangle. The first triangle. This is the second triangle. Calculate QR. So you're supposed to find this. Now we have this second triangle. We have 120 meters, we have 150 meters, and we have the angle. So we can use a cosine rule. The formula for cosine rule would be QR equals to square root of a square plus b square minus 2ab into cosine theta. So theta is 25, and we can consider both of these lengths as a and b. So if we substitute this in the formula, it's going to be 120 square plus 150 square minus 2 into 150 into 120 multiplied by cos 25. And the length would then be 65.4 meters. Now calculate RS. This is RS. To do that, let's use the sine rule, because we can find this first. PSR equals to 180 minus 55 plus 45. This would be 80. So we have 80 here. Now we can use sine rule. Sine 55 over SR equals to sine 80 over 150. Then RS is going to be 150 multiplied by sine 55 divided by sine 80, and this is going to give us 124.7. So we can write this as 125. Next question, calculate the area, total area of two triangles. So just as a revision, how do we find the area? This is A, this is B, and this is C. Area is going to be half AB sine C. Okay, let's find out the total area using this formula. So first we have this triangle. So this is going to be half multiplied by 150 multiplied by 120 multiplied by sine 25. This plus the area of the second triangle, which is going to be here 125, half times 125 times 150 times sine 45. This is going to be 10,400. Complete the square for x squared plus 8x minus 9. Let's call this as A is 1, B is 8, and C is negative 9. So first of all, we have to find B equals 8. Half of B, which equals to 4, half B squared equals to 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, now using this information, we can find the square. This is going to be x squared plus 8x. This remains same. Now we will add our 16 as a plus and minus. So plus 16 minus 16. Finally, we're left with negative 9. So let's add that here. Next part, x squared plus 8x plus 16. And then negative 16, negative 9 becomes negative 25. So we can now factorize this. So we'll take sum as 8 and product as 16. For sum, you always take the coefficient of x, like the number before x, and for product, you have to take this number. So this is going to be 4 times 4. It will give you 16, and we have to use the same number for sum. This is going to be 4 plus 4. So this would be x plus 4, x plus 4, because we have two 4's, minus 25. So this can be written as x plus 4 squared minus 25. We had 2x plus 4, so that's why we squared them, and this is the final answer. Use the answer to part A to solve this equation. Therefore, in this equation, A equals to 1, B equals to 8, and C equals to -9. We can use the quadratic equation now, which is minus B plus minus square root of B squared minus 4AC divided by 2A. If we substitute the value, it would be minus 8 plus minus square root of 8 square minus 4 times 1 times -9 whole divided by 2 times 1. So now first you will find the value for this by adding, and then again you will find the value by subtracting. So this would give us -9 and 1. Alternatively, you need to write this, but there's a hack using your calculator. If you click mode and then 5 and 3, you will be asked to write the values of A, B, and C. You can add these values according to your equation, and you will have the value for x and for x. This is the settings for my calculator. It might be the same for you, but you can check. And to go back to the normal mode, click shift 9 1 equals to AC. Basically, you just have to follow your calculator. You don't have to learn this. Your calculator will guide you. But this is just to know if your answer is correct or not. You need to learn the formula and apply the numbers, the values into your formula. Next, the solution of the equation x squared plus bx plus c equals 0 are these two numbers. Find the value of b and find the value of c. So let's write down our formula first. It is minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So we know that this is minus b, so this is a -7. Therefore we can say minus b equals to -7, b equals to -7, or -1 equals to 7. So the value of b is 7. Now we need to find the value of a. First, they're saying 2a equals to the value of denominator. So 2a equals to 2. Therefore, a is going to be 2 divided by 2, which equals to 1. Now we can find the value of c. So we know b squared minus 4ac equals to 61, right? C is going to be 61 minus b squared divided by -4a. So we can substitute the values now. C equals to 61 minus, what is b? B is 7. 7 squared divided by -4 into a is 1. Let's find this out, and the answer is going to be -3. Question number 20. The diagram shows a cuboid. AB is 8 centimeter. This is 8 centimeter. AD, this one is 6 centimeter, and DH is 6 centimeter as well. Calculate angle HAF. So angle HAF, that means we have this triangle over here, and we need to find this angle. So something like this. This is H, A, and F. This is the angle that we need to find. Now, to find this angle, we can use cosine rule. So we can find the length of AF, AH, and HF, and we can plug that in the cosine rule. What is the cosine rule? So cosine HAF equals to a squared plus b squared minus c squared divided by 2ab. So for us, it would be AF squared plus AH squared minus HAF squared divided by 2 into AF into AH. Now let's find our lengths for the three of them. First of all, we can find AF. So this is the line that we need to find. You can say this is a right angle triangle, so we can use Pythagoras theorem here. This is 8. What about FB? FB is same as HD, so we'll write 6 centimeter here as well. Therefore, AF is going to be square root of 8 square plus 6 square. Now, what about AH? This line here, we know this is 6 and 6, so we'll square root both of them plus 6 square. Now finally we need to find this one, HF, but we need to know these two values. So this AB is 8, therefore this EF is going to be 8 as well, so I'll write 8 centimeter. What about HE? Is going to be the same as DA, so I'll write 6 centimeter here. Now this is a right angle triangle here, so using Pythagoras theorem we can find HF. HF equals to square root of 8 square plus 6 square. Now we can plug these values in our equation. HAF equals to cosine minus 1 AF square, so this is 10 square, plus A8 square is going to be 8.49 square minus HAF square minus 10 square divided by 2 times 10 times 8.49. When we calculate this, we will get 64.9 degrees. Next question. Okay, question number 21. We have an empty graph here. On the diagram, sketch the graph of y equals x minus 1 squared. So now this is x squared, so it's a quadratic graph. A quadratic graph is drawn either like this or like this. So we have to see the coefficient of x. Now we know it's 1x, it's positive x, so we have to plot this graph. Now next point is, let's find the x and y intercept. So what is y-intercept? Is the point at which the graph crosses the y-axis. At that point it is crossing the y-axis, so x is 0. So we'll substitute x is 0, y equals 0 minus 1 squared. This is going to be negative 1 squared equals to 1. So this coordinate is x is 0, y is 1. So we can say we have 1 point here. This is 1. Here is one of our point. Let's find out the x-intercept. So x-intercept is where y is 0. We can write this as 0 equals x minus 1, x minus 1. Now we can just take one of the expressions. X minus 1 equals to 0, so x equals to 1. So our second point is x is 1, y is 0, somewhere here. This is 1. Now we can find the vertex. Vertex is basically the highest or the lowest point in the graph. So basically for us it would be this point. Where is that point? To do that, we need to write the equation as y equals a x minus h squared plus k, and the vertex would then be h comma k. So what is h for us? H is 1, and what is k? K is 0. So our vertex here is 1 and 0. So now we know it is a U-shaped graph. The lowest point is 1. At the y-intercept, the point at which it crosses the y-axis is here. So it's going to be something like this. Make sure that both sides look symmetrical, approximately. Now we can move on to the next one. Sketch the graph of y equals half x plus 1. This is a linear equation, so it's going to be a straight line. Let's plot our x and y values. This is going to be 0. Now let's plot our line. Make sure that you label them so it's clear that this is y equals x minus 1 square. What about for the second line? X is 0, y is 1. So this point, I'm just using different color for clarity. X is 2, y is 2 over here. What about the third point? X is negative 2, 1, 2, negative 2, and y is 0. So somewhere here, that's your line for y equals to half x plus 1. Moving on. The graphs of y equals x minus 1 square and y equals half x plus 1 intersect at point A and B. Find the length of AB. So one point is A, one point is B. That's where the lines are intersecting. They are intersecting, so we have to equate both of them. This would be x minus 1 squared equals to half x plus 1. Now we can expand x minus 1 square. This would be x squared minus x plus 1. So x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals to half x plus 1. We can bring them all on one side. X squared minus 2x minus half x plus 1 minus 1 equals to 0. This is going to be x squared minus 5 by 2x plus 1 minus 1 is 0. This equals to 0. Now let's factorize it. We can take x out and we'll left with x minus 5 by 2 equals to 0. So now we can break this down into two equations. First, x equals to 0. Whenever we have an equation like this where we are multiplying them, we can break it down. First, we will say this x equals to 0, and then this x minus 5 by 2 equals to 0. So here x equals to 5 by 2. Now you got two of your x points, which is 0 and 5 by 2. Now let's find our y points. Y equals to, you can use any of the equation now. Let's use y equals half x plus 1. Y equals half into x plus 1. This is going to be 1. So one point is 0, 1. What about the other point? Y equals half 5 by 2 plus 1. You will get 9 by 4. So the second coordinate is 5 by 2 and 9 by 4. Now using these 2 points, we can calculate the length of the line. The formula is distance equals to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. What are our points? These are our points. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. Let's substitute this in the equation, and when we calculate, we will get 2.8 units. So this is the length from point A to point B, 2.8 units. Now we're supposed to, question 22, simplify this. To simplify this, let's factor out the numerator, and then let's factor out the denominator, and then we can cancel out if we can cancel anything. So first, let's factorize 2x squared plus x minus 15. We have to factorize, so we'll find the sum and product. Now we'll find the sum of the coefficient of x, which is 1 in this case, so it's going to be 1. What about the product? We'll find the product of this number, negative 15 and 2. This is going to be negative 30. So you need to find two numbers. When you add them, you get 1, and when you multiply them, you get negative 30. That could be 6 times 5. Let's multiply 6 times negative 5, because 6 times negative 5 will give you negative 30, and 6 plus negative 5 is going to give you 1. Now we can write this as 2x squared first plus 6x from here, and then plus minus 5x minus 15. Now we can factorize this. First, we'll take the common term from these, common term out from these two. So we'll take 2x, and then what we're left with x plus 3. Now for the second part, we need to have x plus 3 outside again. What is the common that would be out? It would be negative 5. So we can say we have x plus 3, and then we'll write these two terms inside the bracket, which would be 2x minus 5. X plus 3, 2x minus 5. What about the denominator? We have to factorize again. So from the first two terms, ax and plus 3a, let's take the common out. Common here is going to be a bracket x plus 3. For the second part, we can take negative 2b outside. negative 2b, what are we left with? We're left with x plus 3. Now this can be written as x plus 3 2x minus 5 divided by a minus 2b and then x plus 3. This is the complete factorization of the denominator. Now these are multiplied, right? So you can cancel this term x plus 3 and x plus 3. So the final answer would be 2x minus 5 divided by a minus 2b.